Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, consultant audiologist and director of WAXscope. Thank you for joining me in another demonstration video of the WAXscope, which is now officially launched. And we have here a patient who attended with a fully blocked left ear, and this is their better hearing ear. In their right ear, they have long-standing hearing loss, and it's due to a middle ear problem, and they previously had bilateral grommets, so ventilation tubes fitted. And although the grommets have since fallen out and migrated out of the ear naturally, they still feel that their right ear is subpar compared to the left. So they were expecting there to be a lot of wax in their right ear, but you'll see at the end of the video, their right ear was completely clear, but they do have a lot of scar tissue, so what we call meringosclerosis on the back part of the eardrum, and part of the hammer bone, so the malleus, the top section, what we call the short process, it's what we call remodeled. It just the short process has almost like a little indentation, and that can occur when the eardrum is sucked in. When it's sucked in, it can initiate specialist bone cells called osteoclasts, which are involved in the breaking down of bone tissue and minerals, and these minerals and other tissues that form bone, they get redistributed into the bloodstream and are utilized elsewhere by other specialist cells called osteoblasts, which grow new bone. So they were a bit surprised that their right ear was clear, but we did a pressure test, what we call tympanometry, and there was no movement of their right eardrum. I'm not sure whether they have got glue ear, there's no evidence of that. So it could be that they have what we call tympanosclerosis. So this scar tissue, if it's localized to the eardrum, we call it meringosclerosis, and that normally doesn't affect one's hearing. But if they have tympanosclerosis, this scar tissue, so it's calcium deposits, it can also impact the ossicles, the three middle ear bones, and restrict movement. So refer to ENT because they do report obviously not being able to hear so well from their right side. So with this, their left ear, the entrance of the ear canal is very narrow, and I'm using our medium-sized speculi to dilate the ear open, and the midsection of the ear canal is larger than the entrance, and it's in that part of the ear canal where the wax and keratin plug forms. So because that area of the ear canal is a lot wider and bigger, the plug is larger than the entrance, so this can't naturally migrate out of the ear. So just taking it out in pieces, I'm just trying to pull it through here. This is the junction between the first and second bend, and this part of the ear, there is a natural narrowing for all of us between the first and second bend. It's called an isthmus, and there is a second narrowing in the ear canal adjacent to the eardrum, about 5 millimeters away from the eardrum. So at this stage, I've removed the lateral wax. You can see there's wax deep in the ear, and I'm going to have to now stretch the ear open, insert the speculi. Now, because the outer third of the ear canal is made up of cartilage, it is semi-flexible. So we have got some maneuverability there. We can dilate it only to a certain amount. You can't overstretch it because it'll be uncomfortable for the patient. But you can see I'm still using the medium-sized specular, and I've managed to dilate the ear open to bring this forwards. And again, we got trapped at this juncture between the first and second bend of the ear canal. So to the right, you can see the cartilage. That's the first bend, and where the wax plug is at 9 o'clock on screen, that's the second bend. So it's just got trapped there. So what I'm trying to do now is wriggle it out. If we put the speculum back in, which I do, we can dilate it. There's a possibility you're going to go too far in with the speculum and just kind of almost push the wax back in. So you just have to find that sweet spot really, where you're opening the ear enough without pushing the specular right up against the wax plug. So again, I'm just wriggling this through. So I perhaps could have used the curette at this stage, but I was feeling it was coming away, so I just continued with the suction probe. You can see how I'm rocking it, and that's just enabling any skin adhesions. So quite often wax is enveloped by dead skin, and some of this skin is still attached to the ear canal. So just by rocking it, you're loosening those adhesions, and also we're trying to squeeze this through this narrowing, so these little movements do help, these little wriggle movements. I think this is going to break away in a little piece, and then I go back for the remainder of the plug. We shall see. So again, just dilating it. So there was a bit of an opening at the top, but I have to use the correct, but as I said, it was coming away with the suction, so I could just persevered. And with the WAXscope, you can actually see all the definition of the wax. You can see all the hairs, the dead skin. So it really does give a close-up view of the wax itself. It does take some getting used to, if truth be told. It's like an ENT microscope. The magnification is so great. You're seeing things so large in comparison to the endoscope. So with the endoscope, you still got great magnification, but you've got a greater field of view. You can't have both. You can't have magnification and a field of view. The two paradigms there. So there is a trade-off. So the patient previously had a T-tube here. You can probably saw that anteriorly. There's a healed hole. So that's where just to the left of screen. But otherwise it's nice and healthy. So when the T-tube or the grommet eventually falls out, obviously there's still a hole in the eardrum, and the eardrum heals. And similarly, you can see at the back part of the ear canal, there's scar tissue to the right. That's the healed perforation, and that's that deformity of the short process of the malleus. It's got like a little dimple, a little depression in the center, and it's quite vascularized. You can see a lot of blood vessels there. And I've just put a still image for you guys of the wax. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, and speak soon. Bye.